Hi there everybody, it's UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator Helzie here from SlimmandStylish.stampinup.net. Thank you very much for joining me today for a 3D Thursday project. I know, I've snuck that one in, right? I haven't done 3D projects for ages, and when I was rethinking my channel for this year, I was like, I do like doing 3D projects and I should really put something back in that's not cards. So I'm now going to dedicate a Thursday to 3D projects. And here we go. And today I am covering notepads. This is so simple, so easy, and one of my favourite go-tos. I give them to new team members, I give them to customers, and I also pop them on the desk if I have in-person workshops, which I know I haven't had for ages, but hopefully 2022 is the year for in-person workshops. So this is the one that I have made today, and this is using the Flowering Tulips bundle, and it's also using the coordinating DSP that is in the mini catalogue with it. So these are gorgeous. They're 12 by 12, lovely bright spring tulipy patterns. There they all are, aren't they gorgeous? I am using this one with the purple tulips on, and that's the back of it. Let's get started. Covering notepads is so easy, but I think so effective. It's really lovely, and just to receive it through the card, it's something that's got a use and you can use going forward, as opposed to when you get a card come through the post, you pop it up on the side and eventually you put it away, whereas a note card can stay by your phone with a pen, and there we go. So let's get started. First of all, you're going to need your notepad that you're going to be covering. So what I actually do is I purchase, quite possibly cheaply, from online, A4 pads of note cards, and then I just cut them in 3 pieces. So these are 9 centimetres by 21 centimetres. Yeah, I'll just double check it on my pad before I go ahead. But yes, 9 by 21, and I just cut it in my big guillotine. Okay, so to get started, this is 9 centimetres by 21 centimetres. So you're going to need a piece of cardstock. I'm using Highland Heather because this coordinates so nicely with the paper. And I'm going to cut this at 9 centimetres because it's 9 centimetres wide. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is bring out my arch of my trimmer. Now this is 21 centimetres long, but I don't like covering notepads at 21 centimetres. So I actually learnt this trick years ago from watching an old video of Sam Hammond-Donald's from Poodles, and she leaves a little bit of a gap on her notebooks so she can just easily pick it up and go, and I love that. So instead of doing it at 21 centimetres, I'm just going to do it a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is measure how deep my note card is. It's not very much, so it's about 2 millimetres. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to 21.25 and do my first score. So this is the length of my note card, just a little bit extra. And then I'm going to go to 21.5, so I'm just adding a quarter of a centimetre more. So I have 2 very, very fine score marks. And then what I'm going to do is take the last scorecard to 2 centimetres and chop it. I always think it's best to get a good covering of this on the card so it actually stays in place. Keep your scrap, you're going to need it. You need this piece. And then we can get layering this up now. So what you're going to need is your bone folder, and you want to go along both of these lines. If you want my advice, I would go for the one that's furthest in first. Just use the tip of your bone folder on that because you don't want to straighten the other one. And then grab the other one because they are so fine and so next to each other, and do that again, just using your tip of your bone folder, so hopefully you're not straightening the one you've already folded. And you should then have it just like that. Okay, pop it straight onto your card. So the best way I can do this is by using both my Seal Plus and my seal to make sure this is 100% foolproof. Okay, so I'm just going to line this up where I want it. So I'm lining it straight into that crease there, so it will go straight round like that, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the seal on our card at the top there. And then I'm going to use the Seal Plus along the, oh, that's why I wasn't using it on our card. It worked on the other one. This Seal Plus, I do find pulls your card if you don't get it on properly. So there you are. You've just seen me do it. But it worked on the other one. So for the interest of time, I'm just going to use my seal. And I'm going to wrap that around the card like that. And there is your note card covered with a little bit at the end for overhang. Okay. Next up, the paper. So, means this is 9 centimetres, isn't it? Let me just, honestly, my mind, 9 centimetres. I'm going to cut this at 8 centimetres. Which will allow me to then pop it on like that with a gap around each side. So what you want is 1 centimetre off here. So I did it at 21.25, didn't it? So I want to cut it now at 20.75, which is about there. So it'll take, it'll then go all the way up to the top. But you've got that same 1/2 centimetre gap at the bottom. Oh, off camera. There we go. And stick that down. This paper is so gorgeous. See, I could easily do it using that side as well. Really pretty paper. So I'm just going to pop some adhesive along there. And there we go. Ready for decorating. So to decorate this, what I did was I grabbed my scrap piece. So you know you had this piece left of your strip. Well, there was my piece I used previously. And I bought in the tulip dies, and there was this one just here, which isn't really a die, as in as it's an effect. So let me just grab my mini cut and emboss machine to show you what I mean. And you're going to need your little bin to catch everything with this one, because it is just a little bit messy. So I'm going to pop my plates in, pop in my die, and then run it through, and you'll see what I mean when I say it's more of a effect than it is a die. Wobble, wobble, wobble. My table wobbles terribly when I use my cut and emboss machine. Okay. So you see, it doesn't actually, where's my pokey tool? It doesn't actually cut out. It just creates this lovely sort of trellis effect, which I generally like, and you could put this on the corner of sentiment strips and things like that, and it would look really good. But what I did for this was I actually cut it out. So I've used it sort of as a trellis just here. So what I actually did was this side here is the side you can see, because it's got the one bit up. So you want to just cut along the top, just leaving a slight edge. Reminds me of Tetris, this. Okay, and once you've done that edge, I didn't bother doing any more, and I'm not going to bother doing any more of the bottom here. I'm just going to do the side and the top again, because you're not going to see this underneath your sentiment, and it gives you an additional bit to pop up on your dimensionals. Okay, so as you can see, that's the bit that you can see on the sentiment, and this here is the bit you can't. Then I'm just going to grab some basic white cardstock. I'm going to grab my rich raspberry ink, and I'm using this sentiment here. Thank you, you are so thoughtful. Oh, I've already got it out. So off we go. Get stamping. So unusual, this is the only stamping I'm doing on a project. I'm so used to it being a lot of stamping and having lots of blocks out and lots of inks out. That's probably what's nice about doing a 3D project as well. So I'm just punching this out with the Label Me Lovely punch. And then I'm going to decorate my card. So I've also got my black twine handy. And what I'm going to do with this, I'm sure you've seen me do this before. I'm probably being quite shocked because it's messy for me, is you want to wrap it around your hands. So first up, you need to decide where you're going to put your sentiment. I'm going to keep it the same. I'm going to put it in the middle. So I want to put a whole heap of adhesive underneath where my sentiment is going to go. Okay, so I've put about 3 lines. And then you want to wrap your twine around your hand, around the fattest part. So I'm doing there, and I'm not doing it particularly tight, I'm keeping it loose, and I'm going to wrap it round 4 times. 3, 4. Excuse my ring. Take it off and chop it. So I now have 4 hoops. So what I'm going to do is face it towards the camera, so face it upwards, and put it through the middle. I let go of one. Through the middle of that adhesive bit, just there. Take the top one, pull this up. There's your one. Take your next one, pull that one up. There's your 2. And then just separate these to different sides and stick them in the adhesive as you go, and then the loop will be okay. So yes, that looks really messy, but as soon as you put your sentiment on, it's not going to. Okay. And to finish it off, you want your dimensionals. So I'm going to put 1 on the back there. Okay, work out where I want it. And just stick that down. And then I'm going to pop a dimensional in every other loop so that it keeps the loops in the right place. And stick my sentiment on top. Okay, for the final touches to finish up, I have these beautiful brass butterflies and I have my rhinestones. I'm being really extravagant here and I'm using both. So I'm using the little, oh, I've just thrown my take a pic tool over the other side of the room. So let's just grab that. So I'm just grabbing one butterfly and popping it on. I just think it gives it some sparkle and it's a really cool effect anyway. Another butterfly, and then I'm going to just do another butterfly at the top. I'm going to turn it round so it actually looks like it's flying towards my sentiment, and then just at the side of each butterfly I'm going to grab a rhinestone and I'm going to put one just to the side of each one, like that. And there you go. There is my note card completely finished. All these dimensional backs in the background, but there you go. Thank you for joining me for my 3D Thursdays. Don't forget to join me next week. If you have enjoyed the project, do give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you will be making it or not. Do head over to my Instagram at SlimmandStylish, where this picture is, but you can always tag me if you create the projects, because I love to see what you create. Everything that I've used today is available from SlimmandStylish.stampinup.net, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks everybody. Bye. I hope you've enjoyed today's project. All items that I have used on this video are available to purchase from my store, www.SlimmandStylish.stampinup.net. Alternatively, if you would like a copy of our catalogues, please send me an email to slimmandstylish@live.co.uk or leave me a comment below and I'll get in touch with you. I upload regular content to this channel, so if you do enjoy watching my tutorials, please make sure that you have subscribed and rang the bell to get notifications when new videos go live. Thank you for joining me and have a lovely day.